A huge thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. All right, let's be honest. Life is not always rainbows, sunshine, and cheap bowls of noodles on the streets of Saigon. Sometimes it feels like you're navigating a maze completely blindfolded. Believe me, I've been there. What pulled me through those challenging moments was opening up to somebody about it, finding a sounding board to help me through it. This is why I'm happy to partner with the sponsor of this week's video, BetterHelp. BetterHelp gathers a top-notch team of licensed therapists, each committed to guiding you on a journey toward unlocking your fullest potential. Their mission is straightforward: to make therapy universally accessible and affordable. No waiting in a doctor's office or driving 5 towns over to find the right therapist. And here's the thing, getting started, it's super easy. Just answer a few questions and BetterHelp matches you with a therapist tailored to your needs, often within only 48 hours. Plus, you can communicate however you prefer, through phone calls, video chats, or messaging. If you've been wrestling with mental struggles and need someone to talk it out with, therapy may be the answer for you. To get started, click the link downstairs in the description or go to betterhelp.com/besteverfood to get 10% off your first month. Now, let me tell you the best part. If you ever feel the need to switch therapists for any reason, rest assured there are 0 hidden fees or insurance headaches. It's finally time to break free of negative cycles. To start your journey, go to betterhelp.com/besteverfood today. Now, on to the show.
These were the leftover from the slavery time where the enslaved people ate. Whatever you had for dinner, that was breakfast. Cook some rice, cook some grits. I was taking crab sandwiches for lunch, and I was ashamed to have that.
Why were you ashamed of eating crab?
In this video, you'll see how old school fishing techniques and some timeless traditional cooking
Oh my God, this looks amazing.
make for some of the best seafood experiences on the East Coast.
I understand that when you are cooking this, you're actually tasting it raw. Why do you do that?
But first, let's back up. As our journey continues, our East Coast seafood tour is taking us from the oyster farms of Virginia
These get pretty dang big.
all the way down to South Carolina. Here, you'll find the USA's most valuable, most popular seafood.
I didn't realize that the way you catch it actually affects the texture and the flavor.
Our day begins on St. Helena Island, a place perhaps best known for its connection to Gullah culture,
We are different kind of people. We tend to show up, stand up, and speak up.
language,
Good morning, girl. I gotta say, they clean.
and of course, Gullah food.
How would you convince somebody that they should try the tail of an ox?
But who are the Gullah, and how has their history shaped food in the USA? The answers all start on the water.
Gator on your back porch.
Groupers, oysters, and blue crabs in South Carolina are any chef's dream.
Middle of the night.
Yet the creek shrimp steals the show.
Came up from the bayou.
Using the craft passed down by his father and grandfather, 72-year-old Mr. Atkins has been shrimping for the better part of his life.
Gator on your back porch.
My dad used to make a net, hand-thrown net. When you deal with the kind of shrimp I deal with, you have to try to keep it live. And when you pull a trawl net, you stresses the shrimp out. It die a lot faster. When it die like this, it get mushy.
The brown and white shrimp harvested from the region's shallow, brackish waters are among the world's finest.
Has anything changed over time when it comes to shrimping?
Then one time I could take this net right here and I can go for 3 or 4 hours and I'll have this thing here full. Now I'm lucky if I get it about a quarter of that.
So what are the regulations surrounding shrimp so that 10 years from now there are still shrimp remaining?
They have a certain season that they allow you to swim sometime like in end of April till about November. Mid-November, they only allow you to catch 12 dozen.
Today, Mr. Atkins' harvest is set to create a hearty breakfast,
I've had grits before, but not like this.
some alluring street food,
I don't think that I've ever had shark meat in the USA.
and a grand feast that will feed 8.
This is something I've been missing in my life.
It all kicks off with BJ in his combat kitchen.
BJ?
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, girl. I gotta say, they clean.
Oh, is that part of Gullah language?
This was one of the phrases in the culture. New day, sunrise.
Meet BJ, a personal chef, caterer, and torchbearer of Gullah heritage. He actively works to bring his culture and traditions to the forefront through his social media and culinary skills, including the mastery of crafting the perfect shrimp and grits.
Our shrimp has a distinct flavor. You know, like they're nice, they're tender, they're sweet, they're succulent. I've tasted shrimp from the Gulf up to Florida Keys, but these are special.
After cleaning the shrimp, BJ throws them into a skillet with some fat and lets them sizzle until the meat is firm.
When I was with Mr. Atkins, I learned a couple things about shrimp. He said if you stress it out too much, it's gonna be mushy, it's gonna be bad. Well, right now they seem very calm.
He adds onion, a pinch of salt, even more fat, and 2 generous scoops of roux.
Nah, I just use water because coming up, my family, grandparents, anybody I knew was just water. The shrimp kind of gives you that body that you're looking for. Like the old people say, you make your own gravy. You make your own gravy.
Oh, it makes its own gravy. Hey, I'm getting better at this. I didn't know there was a whole different language here. That's wild.
He reunites the shrimp with the gravy and garnishes the dish with scallions. Next to the skillet, a bubbling pot of grits is seasoned with salt and butter.
Well, you in the low country, this is the region where shrimp and grits, we say, originated. So for me, the grits that you see here, they gotta be old school heirloom grits. The way my grandparents would have eat grits, you know, the corn, they would have grown the corn, they would have took it to the mill and stone ground. It can't be the stuff out the store that takes 15 to 20 minutes. These took literally an hour. But when you taste them, man, they're like fluffy, they're heirloom, old school.
Amazing. Gentlemen, this looks amazing. What do you think of this?
Beautiful.
Well, hold on. Before we started rolling, you said a little bit too dark.
This gravy will work for the shrimp, but it'd be better for when it was in the oyster.
Okay, it looks great to me.
I ain't gonna fuss with them.
That's good, Benjamin.
That's nice. Oh, it's steaming hot too, just right out of the pan. The texture of the grits is really incredible. Yeah, it's fluffy. The shrimp are outstanding, great texture. And then this just beautiful, thick, savory gravy on top. This is so addictive, but it's so heavy.
You know, this is one of those meals that back in the days, probably before my time, when people were still living off the land, this is your fuel. This is your heavy meal for the morning, right? Just to get your day going, this is probably your heaviest meal in those days.
I don't know if I would make it away from the breakfast table after eating this. It's like either I'm gonna have enough energy for a whole day, or I'm just gonna fall asleep with my face on my plate.
With this breakfast, I'm just beginning to scratch the surface of Gullah culture. But by day's end, BJ plans to immerse me in the essence of Gullah food.
This speaks Gullah when you see this right here.
In order to fully embrace it, my first step is to learn more about the story of this community.
This area was one of the first areas where one of the first slave revolts happened. And many of our ancestors were sought after in the Senegambia region, you know, Senegal, Gambia, Sierra Leone, Congo, Mali.
In the 1700s, West Africans were brought to the Sea Islands for plantation labor. Yet harsh conditions and prevalent diseases led landowners to desert the islands in summer.
And when they left all the enslaved here, they were able to kind of hold on to a lot of the Africanisms, some of the language, and some of the foodways. You also have influence of the Native Americans here also too. And you also have the European influence. And that just kind of made it to the Gullah culture.
The vibrant Gullah culture still pulses today in this tight-knit South Carolina community of 200,000. St. Helena is the heart of the centuries-old culture, cradling a landmark iconic to Gullah history.
Penn Center and the community goes hand in hand. Without Penn Center, you wouldn't have the community.
There, I'll soon join community leaders for an old-fashioned shrimp boil.
You're eating history where it started right here with this dish.
But first, I have more to learn about Gullah food, and there's no better place to be educated than the Gullah Express.
Sherry, I brought you some shrimp.
All right, thank you.
Sherry is the proud owner and operator of Gullah Express, a food truck bringing authentic Gullah flavors to the people of St. Helena. With these freshly caught shrimp, she'll whip up her bestseller.
This patty looks gorgeous.
But first, Sherry teases my appetite with a surprise.
Right here we have shark.
Fire shark.
I don't think that I've ever had shark meat in the USA. What is the history behind this?
You know, we live on the coast, so we get a lot of fresh seafood. And I grew up eating shark ever since I've been a little girl. We would fry it, we would put it in gravy on grits. However,
Here, the shark meat is simply coated with flour, then deep fried.
What do you like about shark in particular?
the taste, the texture is just meat. I don't have to pick any bone.
I'm used to that now.
Now,
Because I live in Asia. Right here, you can see this is kind of the midsection of the shark, and it was hacked into kind of a shark steak. I'm gonna rip that in half. There's like the bone in the middle there still, but everything around it is this beautiful meat. Oh man, that's to die for. It's juicy, flaky, you got a little bit of crust on the outside, and then just a little hit of seasoning, salt. Sometimes shark can be mushy if you overdo it. This is perfect.
yeah, it has to be cut right. If it's not cut right, then it's gonna be tough.
With over 25 years of culinary experience, Sherry embarked on a new venture in 2019 by launching Gullah Express. Here, she's infused the menu with Gullah classics that have been given a little bit of a twist. Her bestseller, the shrimp burger. After cleaning the shrimp, Sherry places them in a processor, mincing the meat down for a shrimp patty.
I'm gonna add some crab. I don't need a whole lot. We were always doing a shrimp burger, so I wanted to do something different. That's when I said, well, let me try the shrimp and crab burger. And that would be something different, you know, people have never had before. So I tried it out and it was a big hit, and I just went with that. I'm gonna need some seasoning. I'm gonna also add a little bit of breadcrumb, and I'm gonna mix that up some more. Now, I have to taste it. I taste it raw because you have to know that it's seasoned. You don't want to buy something and it has no taste. And after that, I just make it into a ball. I'm going to put it in the batter, in the flour batter, and then I'm going to roll it around in there, and then I'm going to mash it out. Give that about 3 to 4 minutes, and it'll be ready.
This patty meat looks gorgeous.
That's why I don't want to put any lettuce or tomato or nothing. It takes away from the taste.
If you want a salad, get a salad. This is not that. This is like a beautiful, lovely patty. It's crusty on the outside. I can feel the heat radiating off it. It's making the buns more soft and warm on the outside. Let's go for it. That's very nice. I don't think that I've ever had a shrimp burger in the US. The only time I've had it is in McDonald's in Korea and Japan. They have a shrimp burger. It wishes it was this. That's like a very basic industrial. It's probably pressed by some kind of meat printing machine. This has this incredible homemade feel to it. And it's like those little imperfections that make it perfect. Some parts are a little thicker, some are a little thin and more crunchy. And there's a certain springiness that you get from a shrimp patty that you won't get from any other type of. You're not gonna get it from chicken or beef. It's really unique to what you're doing here.
It's my #1 seller.
I can see why. That's awesome. I want to back up a little bit and ask you more about Gullah food. For you, what is Gullah food?
Well, to me, Gullah food is anything you get, you can't waste it. Period. Like we would cook with neck bone, pigtail, anything from hog, anything from chicken. That's what we would use or call our Gullah food.
Sounds like a tenet of Gullah cooking is resourcefulness.
Exactly.
With the Atlantic Ocean nearby, Gullah cuisine significantly relies on seafood, complemented by staple ingredients like rice and grits, rooted in historical cultivation practices.
It's just simple cooking. You don't have to put a spin on it. Like you got shrimp and grits. Most of the time, the restaurant, they're a little fancy. They put these Parmesan seasoning and onions and bacon. No, shrimp and grits is just shrimp and grits.
I think I had that this morning.
That's it.
Over time, Gullah flavors and techniques have made their mark in kitchens across America, with one-pot dishes and cast-iron cookware being prominent examples. You'll soon witness some one-pot cooking in our final meal.
I've never seen oxtail with shrimp.
For us, that's a classic pairing.
The first in our two-course feast is a Gullah one-pot classic, Frogmore stew. BJ prepares a soup base in a giant pot with water, garlic powder, Old Bay seasoning, salt, hot crab seasoning, fresh onion, and chilies. Once the seasoned water is boiling, he tosses in chunks of corn and potatoes. Then sausage joins the pot, and finally, the shrimp. While BJ is busy in his outdoor kitchen, I'm heading inside Penn Center School, where Marie walks me through the history of this landmark.
Penn Center and the community goes hand in hand. Without Penn Center, you wouldn't have the community. And it started out as the Port Royal Experiment.
The outbreak of civil war in 1860 placed St. Helena Island under Union control, leading to the initiation of the Port Royal Experiment in 1861. This experiment, aiming to transition the region from a slave-dependent society to one rooted in freedom, brought emancipation to St. Helena.
In 1863, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing all other enslaved people. As you can see, we were already emancipated before the document was signed. We are different kind of people. We tend to show up, stand up, and speak up.
In 1862, the Port Royal Experiment, entitled The Newly Emancipated People Here with the Right to Buy Former Plantation Lands at Low Prices.
And with land ownership comes great power. There was never, ever a sharecropper system established on St. Helena's Island.
Furthermore, the experiment led to the establishment of hospitals and schools. Penn School opened in 1862 as one of the nation's earliest institutions for the formerly enslaved.
This school was the beacon of hope in educating the black people in the Low Country. This was the only school a black person living in the state of South Carolina could earn a high school diploma.
Today, Penn Center is a cultural center and a museum of African American history, where Marie and her colleagues tirelessly uphold and showcase the richness of Gullah culture, culture that can be seen and even tasted.
Before we begin, I do want to say thank you to everyone for being here today. It's quite an honor for me to kind of eat a piece of history today. And I've learned a lot already about the Gullah people and food, and my favorite way to learn is through eating.
So this is a Low Country boil. Some people call it Frogmore stew. Actually, this originated here on this island.
I'm gonna go for this corn first. You said that the corn is kind of soaked up.
Yeah, it's soaked a little too much than what I like, but it's flavorful. It got a little kick.
It's delicious. It's super salty. It has a lot of kick. A load of cayenne. This is like cayenne corn. All right, we got potatoes. Oh my God. Everything has soaked up those amazing flavors. Ooh, even that sausage is spicy. It's slow burn that creeps up on you. I think the flavor is just a beautiful mix, a blend between what the shrimp is offering and this powerful sausage. It's salty and smoky.
It's like a homemade sausage to me. We used to make back then. When we butchered a pig, we used to make our own sausages, old-time sausage.
So I want to ask about the shrimp. Are you eating the shell or are you peeling that yourself?
Peeling it.
Okay. They taste amazing. I'm curious, for this dish, why cook it with the shells on?
Traditionally, always how it's been. I think it also helps preserve the flavor.
Yeah, people boil shells for shrimp stock. You know what else it helps? It helps people to pump their brakes a little bit when they're eating.
Take your time, right?
It turns like a 5-minute meal into a 30-minute meal.
Our second one-pot dish and final Gullah taste of the day, oxtail soup. First, BJ brings his pre-made broth to a boil.
I woke up in the middle of the night.
Then he drops his oxtails with various beans in the broth and lets them simmer.
How did the cuisine or the food of the people transform from the time the Gullah came here to what we see today?
We basically cooked the same thing that we did back then. The enslaved people always had the leftovers from the pig, the feet, the tail, and the neck bones. Those are we cook now. And the okra is our main dish. Anything here, whatever you had for dinner, that was breakfast. At lunch, I was taking crab sandwiches for lunch, and I was ashamed to have that.
You?
Yeah.
When you were younger?
Because that wasn't the norm back then. Everyone was having their peanut butter and jelly. I had crab.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah, but being here, you didn't think that because that was plentiful. You ate that so much, you know, and then you had to take the lunch too. So, you know, that was, you know, I'm tired of this. I wanted something else, you know?
Once the oxtail hits the desired softness, BJ loads the pot with chopped okra. He stirs until the broth becomes thick and finishes with a handful of shrimp.
Well, all my dreams are sweet when I lay me down to sleep.
All right, I got some of that gravy. I got a shrimp, some rice. It's so heartwarming. I'm gonna do some of that oxtail. Oh, the oxtail, amazing. Super soft, tender, delicious, savory, and just such a cool texture to that stew because it's thick, but it's a little bit slimy from the okra, but in the best way possible. Yeah.
See, with oxtail here, these were the leftover from the slavery time where the enslaved people ate. But now, oxtail has crossed over. It was only that the black folks ate that. I went to the store, man, this white lady had about 6 packs of oxtail in the basket.
You know, a long time ago, that was $2 a pound. Now it's like $8, $9, $10 a pound. And these were the things that were, you thought of as trash, but culturally, even before our ancestors were brought here, they ate every part of the animal. And to this day, that's still a thing. Yeah, this is like culture. Like, this speaks Gullah when you see this right here.
For both of you, I'd be happy to hear your answer too. Why is it so important to continue teaching people about the Gullah traditions and perpetuating these traditions?
Because it's a legacy that we want to pass on to our children. There might become a time that you won't have anything in the stores, and you can always go back and learn how to survive off the land. And that's how we've learned to survive. We were isolated out here, so we had to learn to survive off the land. So what happened on the other side didn't matter to us because we were independent, self-sufficient people living over here.
You have to understand, like, it's not just one culture that built this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, the way we talk, the language, you know, these things that we have to embrace. Or you lose part of history, you not only you lose part of your culture, you lose part of American history.
Right.
And it's a very important part of American history.
How do you reconcile America's dark history, dark past with slavery with still having pride in your community and your country now?
The history of this country is a movement toward freedom, and African Americans have been big movers in trying to bring freedom to everybody. So this whole idea about when we benefit, the whole country benefits. Every community can benefit from our movement forward in this continuing journey of freedom. When people freed themselves on this island in 1861, they didn't look back and say, wow, we've been through something really terrible. They looked forward and said, what can we be? You know, how can we project ourselves and be big against the backdrop of life? And every community, everybody of every race needs to take that on. You know, how can we be big? Not be small, but be big.
If you love Indian food, then you're gonna love our new channel, Best Ever Food India. Subscribe now for weekly videos showcasing the most unique street food from around the country.
Your stomach still biting you?
Cooling down.
What'd you say? Your stomach's still biting you?
You know, we got worms in our stomach, and when they get real close to one another, and each one they get hungry,
They be biting each other?
yeah, they be fussing, boy.
I gotta get some of those worms in my stomach. I heard they're good for weight loss.
It's a sauce I made myself.
But what is in the sauce?
I
Secrets?
don't want to reveal that secret.
I gotta tell you, I'm a food expert, and you've left me no choice but to taste
Go
it
ahead, taste
and
it.
dissect it. Mayonnaise,
Well, you have it.
ketchup,
But what else?
sugar.
Nope, that's the secret.
Is there any part of the cow or pig that you wouldn't eat? You're saying you use everything.
I mean, if you don't tell me, I'm gonna eat it.
Boom, guys, that is the end of video number 5 here on our East Coast seafood tour in the US of A. I hope you enjoyed this video. I learned a lot, and man, Shrimp, fantastic, especially when caught with a net. Today was fantastic, but this is not the end of our journey. No, we are going from Maine all the way down to Miami. Coming up next, seafood in Florida. That's illegal if you bring it to land.
Put the pressure right there on the knuckle.
If I do it wrong, am I gonna rip it in half?
You could, yeah.
It all makes sense in the next video. Otherwise, guys, that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace. All right. It's like a 12-hour drive to Florida. Surely there's something in between that we should have seen, but oh well, I think I went the wrong way.